All right. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Pre-Market PulseScan with yours truly, Dex the Algo Capitalist, aka the Vulcan, coming to you live from PulseWaveTrading.com, home of the world famous PulseWave price trigger reports that we put right in your hand each and every trading day. For those that don't know, who are not in the know, you're going to want to go to PulseWaveTrading.com. We got some special things going on there, and you don't want to miss it. All right, so we're coming into another trading day. I do believe that regardless of the little uptick here, the retracement off of the new weekly lows will be temporary. So take that for what it is. The trade, until otherwise noted, is still to the sell side of the market. What markets am I talking about? Well, first and foremost, coming into today, we got a bullish bias on the Canadian dollar. We got a crash alert on the Australian dollar. We got a rally alert on the US dollar. And we have a crash alert on the euro yen. We got a sell side bias to the euro dollar, sell side bias to the British pound, and we got a crash alert in the New Zealand dollar. We have a bullish bias in the dollar yen, rally alert in the Mexican peso. We have a bearish, I'm sorry, let me take that back. We have a bullish bias in the South African rand, and then we have a bullish bias in corn, and a bullish bias in soybeans, and a bearish bias in wheat. When we say bullish or bearish bias, we mean the sell is to that side of the market. So the wheat with a bearish bias, that means the trade is still to the short side of the market, selling rallies. The Dow, bearish bias, so the trade will still be selling rallies. The mighty Bitcoin Futures Composite Index for bearish bias today, selling rallies. Even the S&P 500 today, bearish bias, selling rallies. Gold futures right now are oversold, so you would look for a more bullish bias. Nat gas has a bearish bias, so you're looking to sell rallies there. The NASDAQ 100 has a bearish bias, so again, selling rallies. Crude oil, bearish bias, selling rallies. And the Russell My Hustle, bearish bias, selling rallies. It is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. I can't do anything to change that for you. I'm sorry. Watch those intraday price inflection points, peoples, because that's going to show you and tell you everything. And I do mean everything you need to know. All right, so taking a look at the overnight markets, we have the Dow up 258 points at 27,783. We got the NASDAQ 100 up 202.5 points at 11,267 and a quarter. We got the E-mini S&P 500 up 40.5 points at 33.76 even. We got the Russell My Hustle up 14.2 points at 1521.9. We got the Bitcoin Futures Composite Index up $245, trading at 10,260. We got Nat Gas up 6, trading at $2.46. We got crude oil futures up 55 cents, trading at $37.30 a barrel. We got the long bond down 1/32 at 176 and 8/30 seconds. Gold futures up $4.40 at $1,947.60 an ounce. Silver is up 8 cents at $27.08 per ounce. We got the US dollar index down 14 pips at 93.30. We got the euro dollar right now up 29 pips at 118.12. Pound sterling down 37 pips at 129.52. The Aussie is up 47 pips at 72.63. Canadian dollar down 36 pips at 132.02. Euro yen up 44 pips at 125.41. The dollar yen up 15 pips at 106.17. Kiwi is up 54 pips at 66.71. We got soybeans up 4.25 at 9.77 and a quarter. We got wheat down 1.25 at 360 half, and we got wheat down. Up a quarter of a point at 544 and a half. Taking a look at the overnight news. Excuse me. The global equities find some footing after another slide in U.S. tech stocks, led by a record fall in Tesla. Asian indices declined after the previous day saw tech favorites such as Apple, Amazon, Facebook, and Zoom slump over 4%, and Tesla falling by 21%. Go PulseWaves. Tesla stock rallies after plunging a record 21% during Tuesday's tech rout. Elon Musk's electric vehicle company showed signs of recovery after its worst trading day in its history. We did discuss this in last night's end of day report. Last night's end of day report is going to be a reference tool. You're going to want to go ahead and reference that and bookmark it, whatever, because I gave you the longer term outlook view in Bitcoin. And I talked about some of the ramifications and repercussions, and we'll be getting into that at a later date. But I wanted to set the groundwork for you guys going forward, and as far as what do the crypto's future look like. So we went into that and we got pretty in depth. So if you missed last night's end of day report, looking at the outlook of Bitcoin and the whole crypto space, we talked about precious metals. We talked about the bond market and the crude oil market and how these markets are interrelated as far as algorithmic trading goes, and a whole bunch of other goodies. So if you missed it, you're going to want to go and check out last night's end of day report. It is called, Bitcoin and the longer term outlook. All right. So Bond King Jeffrey Gunlock says the day trading boom is downright terrifying. He said an increase in trades per account on online brokerage platforms was worrying. Of course, because he doesn't want anyone to trade against him, which means he's probably short the market, and he doesn't want the day traders to come in mass and rout him and short squeeze him out of his shorts. They always talk their book, ladies and gentlemen. That's the one thing I have taught you, is that people talk their book. Even I do it. If I'm long or short a particular market, I'm going to talk about that market. Of course, this is what we do. Billionaire Howard Marks says real estate, retail, entertainment, and hospitality stocks are the real opportunities for investors now. Investors shouldn't worry about Wall Street's recent tech sell-off and know that markets can't tell what lies ahead, he says. That is not necessarily true, as those who have been following this channel for any number of years, you know what he just said is not true. All right, let's see here. 4 experts break down the drivers behind the sudden plunge in tech stocks that's dragging the entire market lower, and share their best recommendations for what investors should do as the election approaches. First of all, why didn't you warn people about the pullback? Oh, I know, because you didn't know it was coming. Everyone is so nervous about equities at the moment, says Toruso Asset Management's Michael Garrett after weeks of smooth sailing for stocks. Whatever. All right, here's another one. Fred Stansky uses the insights of a Nobel winner, Richard Thaler, the father of behavioral finance, to beat the market with under-the-radar stocks. Here's how he does it. And 2 picks he's buying for long-term gains. Stansky has worked alongside Nobel-winning economist Richard Thaler for more than 20 years and explains how he invests based on Thaler's ideas. You know, the funny thing about that is that didn't long-term capital management, wasn't that entire fund full of Nobel Prize winning physicists and mathematicians and the such? And we all know how that turned out, don't we? They blew up. to the tune of $1 billion+ in losses, to the point that they were about to destroy the financial markets. So just because you have a Nobel Prize in mathematics, physics, behavioral finance, whatever thing you want to throw in there, it means absolutely nothing. It does not mean you know how to trade. Doesn't mean a thing. All that book smart will get you nowhere. All right. I used to work alongside the Mensa people. Didn't make a difference. As a matter of fact, one could make an argument that the quote unquote book smarter you are, the dumber you will be in the markets. It's just one of those things, ladies and gentlemen, because smart people have a big problem. The Achilles heel for high IQ individuals is simplicity. They can't handle simplicity. They don't handle simplicity very well. They have to complicate everything and then overcomplicate it. But anything that's simple, they have a problem with it and they don't trust it. So I think it's very funny. Let's see what else we got here. Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway is set to plow more than $550 million into Snowflake when the cloud data company goes public. The famed investors company has agreed to buy $250 million of stock in a private placement and over $300 million worth from Snowflake's former CEO. European and U.S. stocks are up. In Europe, Germany's DAX rose 0.7%, Britain's FTSE 100 rose 0.6%, and the Euro Stoxx 50 rose 0.6%. In Asia, China's Shanghai Composite fell 1.8%, Hong Kong's Hang Seng fell 0.6%, and Japan's Nikkei fell 1% at the close. And here in the U.S., as you know, we're trading up between 0.4 and 1.5%. As far as the data docket shows today, we got the NBA mortgage applications and the U.S. 10-year note auctions are due. So that is a brief look at the overnight market news. Everybody in the live chat, what's up, Kevin? What's up, Dar? What's up, Santana? Go ahead and smash that like button. All right, my man says, I thought we were going into a food shortage. Why is wheat bearish? You know, there has been a disconnect between the commodity markets and the actual man on the street, just like there's been a disconnect between the financial markets and the economy. Everything has been broken down. All of the correlations have been destroyed, decimated. They no longer exist. Technically speaking, you know, the food shortage thing doesn't have anything to do with the overall food production. The food shortage is a man-made thing. It has nothing to do with weather dynamics. Has nothing to do with, well, you know, the frost destroyed the wheat crops this year, or some type of blight destroyed the wheat crops, or the forest fires spread to the Midwest and destroyed the wheat crop, or an asteroid fell out of the sky and landed right in the world's largest wheat farm. No, has nothing to do with that. The food shortage argument has everything to do with human beings saying, you know what? There's a spooky, ooky, big boogeyman called coronavirus out there, and we're going to have to starve ourselves and cancel all production. We got to put an end to all means of production. We have to shut down our economy and make sure that there's nothing moving. No goods are being traded among the nations. No goods are moving. No barges moving. No ships coming. No nothing. Let's stop all economy and bring it to a halt. That is what causes the shortages. Because if there's no new goods coming, then you can't stock the shelves. You can only stock the shelves what you have on hand, meaning what you already have in country, what you've already imported. You can't import anything else. Once what you have already consumed from what you've imported is gone, there's no new import coming. That is the man-made shortages. All the situations that you have been enduring since the beginning, all are man-made. Shutting down the economy was a man-made decision. It had absolutely nothing to do with weather or anything else. Human beings got real scary and said, we're not going to allow import export. We're not going to allow people to go to work. We're shutting down all activity related to economics. No one will be making money except for the federal government. And of course, state and local governments. They kept running. They never shut down. They didn't miss a paycheck. They didn't miss a benefit. They didn't miss nothing. They're not the ones getting all this situation going on. So that is the sad part that you're seeing. This is all man-made. This has nothing to do with situations beyond their control. They made very poor decisions, which is one of the reasons why they should all be voted out come November. Every single last Republican and Democrat should be voted out and replaced with independent. But that's not going to happen. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. People are lazy. They don't want to do anything. They just like to complain about everything. But they don't want to have to make decisions. They don't want to have to say, well, you know what? I don't like the way this is going, so I'm going to do something about it. People don't like that. They don't like to do that. So that's why I don't see this change coming that people talk about. They love talking. They love saying, well, change is going to come. No, change is not going to come because people don't want change. Change comes when people want it. When people don't want it and they don't have a dog in the fight, so to speak, nothing happens. Nothing happens. All right. So we do what we do until we can't do it no more. And that's it. All you can do is hang in there. There's not anything else you can do about it. It's out of your hands. And the only reason why it's out of your hands is because the people that have the power to do something have decided they're going to do nothing. And at the end of the day, that's all you really need to do is to do nothing. So whatever. People get what they deserve. And that's just the way it is. And that's why all the things I've ever told you that people took to be so uber negative, it was truthful. It may have been negative, but it was truthful. I gave you guys what the truth was. So take it for what it is. It's either you accept it or you don't. All right. But let's understand, you've been brainwashed. You've been brainwashed. You've been brainwashed so bad that you don't even know which end is up anymore. You don't. You do not know which end is up anymore. Now, remember when Alex Jones showed this video that went viral showing you that TSA agents were being trained and taught that the founding fathers were terrorists? Do y'all remember that going back several years? Do y'all remember that? Everybody thought that, he was crazy. Even when he showed the video and people saw the video footage, they still were in denial about it. Well, here we are, like a decade later. And guess what? There's a new curriculum that is going to be pushed in the government schools. Would you like to know what that is? Remember, I exposed to you guys what the new one world religion was. Well, now your children that you send to government school is going to be indoctrinated. That's right, indoctrinated with all of the tenets of the new one world religion. And there's the opening bell for those of you that need to play stops. They're going to be cramming down their throat a new social justice type of a curriculum. Your children are now being told that the U.S. Constitution is racist. That's right. Not only are they being told that the founding fathers were terrorists, but they're also being told that the U.S. Constitution is a racist document. That's right. And the only way for them to pass this curriculum is to regurgitate all of the propaganda correctly. And it is complete with talking points, several talking points. Talking points that you are not going to like. That's right. I tried to tell y'all, man. I tried to warn you that this stuff was coming. What was it, a week or so ago? I exposed to you what that belief system was going to be. Remember that? I gave you the tenets of it. I gave you all the tenets of the new belief system. And I told you this is what they're doing. All right, this is what they're doing. This is what they want you to know. Well, it is what it is. It is now a reality. This is what they are doing. This is what they are doing. And there's nothing that you, mom and dad, can do about it. They are now pushing you towards communism, and they're teaching it now in the government schools. That's right. They're teaching it in the government schools. So get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready. I tried to tell you. I told you that they were serious about teaching this nonsense. And now you see it for yourself. It's coming. It is coming. And it's already here because the school year has started. And this is something that is going to be in your classroom. So I'm sorry to have to be the one to tell you. I'm sorry that you had to find this out the hard way. But here we are. Here we are. All right. So I don't know where we go from here. I really don't. I really, really don't. I don't know where we're going to go from here. I'm trying to wrap my head around some of this stuff, but it's really, 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 really looking bad. And we're going to be going over this in a little bit. But not today, because I have somewhere I need to be. But we're going to go over it. All right, I promise. I'm going to bring it to you. I'm going to break it all down to you. But yeah, communism has come to government schools. It's no longer just a political idea. It is now, they're making it practical. Even though our laws have not changed, they're looking to change them subvertly. Because they figure, well, if we just start indoctrinating the students, there's nothing that anyone can do about it. And so that's what they're doing. I know it's sad, but what are you going to do? And another thing that they're starting to do now is they couldn't do it on the federal level, so they're leaving a lot of stuff to the states. So there's also in the process of taking guns away in public places. Yeah, they're using the states to trample your rights. I know that you don't want to hear it. I know. It's hard. It's hard. But I'll give you a little taste of what your kids are going to be forced to know in class. Are you ready? Peep this. Does the Constitution promote equity? Essential questions. Can the Constitution promote equity today? Students will understand that racism is a structural problem. Racism is more than bigotry. That the U.S. Constitution was written with ideas of inequality, inequity, and racism at its founding. Students will also be told and learn that the Constitution is meant to be a document that can be changed. Students will also be told and will learn that the Constitution grows as the nation grows. Students will also be told and will learn that the definition of individual racism, the definition of systemic racism, and the definition of structural racism. Students will also be propagandized to learn that the Constitution can be amended. Students will also be propagandized to learn that the branches of government get their power and their checks on power through the Constitution. Again, if you want to change the Constitution or do away with the Constitution, then there will be no checks on power. You see how they're playing with words and contradicting themselves. Students will also be propagandized to learn that the Constitution is the document that creates the government. They'll be propagandized to learn that the power of the government is given by the people of the nation. See how they're going this way with it? And then they come back around, contradict themselves, and hit you with this. Students will be able to make a claim and support it with evidence. Students will read sections of the Constitution and understand what they meant, express their ideas in a clear manner, and articulate this anti-racism policy. All right. They're going to be propagandized, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do about it. This information has been leaked, and it is already in play. All right. So now your teachers are required to model Constitution-based lesson plans on a new framework entitled, Does the Constitution Promote Equity? So now your students are becoming social justice warriors. They're not learning, how to read and write or to be an independent free thinker. No. They're going to be propagandized now and told what to think and told how to think. What do you think would happen if every student in the class says, I disagree with all of this? What would happen then if the students actually kick back from this and push back? And every student says, this is nothing but propaganda. This is not teaching us how to think and act independently. No, this is groupthink, herd mentality. Because if you disagree, your students will, because their propaganda and brainwashing has been so thorough, the teacher don't have to say nothing. Your fellow students will attack you because you're pulling away from the group. You're disconnecting from the Borg. And this is what that looks like, ladies and gentlemen. I told you. While everybody else is rioting and looting and talking about social justice, your government is secretly planning to take your rights away from you, and with the same breath saying we want to give you rights because you don't really have any, so we want to give them to you. When the truth is you already have rights, and they're willing to take those away from you. So they're not trying to give you anything; they want to take it away from you. Always remember that. This is not about giving you anything. You already have rights. They want to take them away. They want to convince you that you don't have any rights. Are you understanding what I am saying? Okay. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. All right. You now know what time it is. I've already told you what's going on. Now it's up to y'all to decide what you're going to do. What you going to do? You're the ones that are sending your kids to this government school. You guys are the ones sending them there. I don't know what to tell you, man. You are sending your kids to the government school, and this is exactly what they're learning. All right. So I figured you would like to know what's going on. And now you do. So there it is. You now know what's going on in your neck of the woods because it's all over, all 50 states, all 50 states. That's right, all 50. All right. So, boom, deal with it, Any questions? Like the old commercial, this is your brain on drugs. Any questions? All right, so y'all know what it is, PulseWaveTrading.com. And remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I'm out. Peace.